Greetings everyone, here we'll make a review on Divinity Original Sin, which was released in 2014, and the reason why I want to do this because there are a lot of reviews on it, and mostly the game have a lot of praise, but I must say which it doesn't even deserve. And taking a step back, I would say that I'm an old school player. My favorites are Planescape, Baldur's Gate, Arcanum, and so on. And Divinity Original Sin is nowhere even close to them. No, even close. I will explain in detail why. I will tell all the rational and argument, critical arguments, because in those reviews you actually can't even call reviews. If you will Google Divinity Original Sin review and open the most popular ones, you you will not even hear critical arguments, not at all. They will say you that the game is wonderful, but why it's wonderful? Nothing at all. 3-4 minutes, 3 or maybe 5 minutes, and that's it, without any critical arguments. Just it's like old school RPG and it's great, and combat and so on. Well, okay, I will divide review. Probably it will take around 30 minutes, so if you are here to listen really critical and rational arguments, then stay tuned. If not, then then goodbye already. So again, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the presentation and even options, optimization, how it's done. Actually, this part is not the bad. It's not bad at all. When I started playing Divinity, it kind of bribed me a little bit, because I like when when there are a lot of options. You can configure and optimize everything, and you really can optimize it here. Graphics, audio, and so on, the levels of ambient, voice, even controls. You can rebind it as you wish, which is nice. And engine, of course. Engine is unique, but it's not actually good as well. It has a lot of flaws, but we will go back to it. We will go back to it for sure. First, I guess I want to talk about music and sound. Actually, music is one of the brightest parts of this game. The OST was made by Kirill Pokrovsky, a Russian composer which moved to the Belgium, and the game itself was developed by Belgium developers, mostly designers and programmers. Unfortunately, Kirill died. Well, unfortunately, just died, and 3 years ago. And this is actually the brightest part. I can't say the OST is brilliant, but it's good enough. It's doing its work. The sound is okay, not bad, not good, just, well, sometimes it's even repetitive. So you start actually it's a multiplayer game. I will start from probably pluses, and then I will go to flaws, which are tons actually there. So and even those reviews which you can find on the internet, they are not reviews at all, because the review must contain critical arguments, and like you need to criticize game, but there are none of that, non-critical arguments. I will I will do plenty of it. So as you can read, right? In the title, it will be the most comprehensive, indeed the most comprehensive review in the internet and universe on Divinity Original Sin. Very detailed. I will try my best. I even wrote down the stuff, and there were a lot of streams, of long streams. I streamed Divinity Original Sin, even its enhanced edition, by the way. Enhanced, I can say enhanced bugs, enhanced bugs and features. So, in the game you play as source hunters. I will not tell a lot about plot. I will tell about story and plot and how it's done, and how the writing is, but again in the next section. First let's talk about presentation, how it's presented to you, the beginning and so on, character creation. Obviously my English is not perfect, but hopefully you will understand everything. So there are really good ideas in this game, but they are buried under the huge quantity of flaws, bugs, under development, bad design decisions, bad programming decisions, and I will again open it a little bit later in other sections. But first, you can start single and multiplayer game, and the good idea about that, this is a really multiplayer game. The one character plays as one and another one, and you have dialogue options between them. They're kind of dividing. You can argue between characters. This was a good idea, but again underdeveloped. And usually you want a role-playing game to be role-play, like you want to role-play, right? So can Divinity Original Sin give you role-playing options? And the answer is no. It is not even a role-playing. It is kind of role-playing game, but you can't actually have alignment. You can't be good or bad or neutral. Usually you have just two options to answer in the dialogues, and one of them is usually a shitty one, bad one, which you probably don't want to use because the bad consequence, and you don't even have, you will not have got reward for that. You know what I mean? And another good part of this game, you have difficulties: explorer mode, classic mode, tactician mode, as well as a lover of tactical strategies. I must say to you that I played on tactician mode for the first time, and I did not have a lot of problems with it. While manual of the game says that you will die 4 or 5 times per battle, you will need to use everything from your inventory and so on. Actually, it's not truth. If you have high intelligence, then probably you will not have problems with that. But that's another story. Okay, let's say you're a casual player, or maybe and again this game, and under reviews, even under those reviews, I have read, just for interest, I have read some comments and people who actually was giving critical arguments and how bad this game is. The fanboys and fangirls were answering like, "You are a new fag, you didn't play good games." Actually, those guys who criticized this game played them, and while people who praise this game are probably brain-dead new fags with no critical thinking at all. This is a sad truth, but again, we will let's get deeper into the mechanics. Why it's bad, and why it's at least why it's mediocre, at least why it's not great at all, because the praise the game is having everywhere, it is just ridiculous. I really it frustrates me. It really frustrates me, and I'm here to bring balance to this universe, to make balance in the reviews, because majority of reviews are so highly positive about this game, and overall score about this game, which flies in the air so high, but it doesn't even deserve a part of it, because there are tons and tons and tons of flaws, again, bad decisions. Like, when you start the game and you're starting to create characters, it seems good indeed, like an old school good game. It really tries hard, tries hard to simulate those great games like Baldur's Gate, like even Fable, you know, games like this. But you see a lot of customization. And you think, whoa, a lot of customization, you can do a lot of stuff, different stuff. Well, actually, as you go deeper and deeper in the game, you start to understand that actually you need just 1 or 2 critical stats. You need to raise just some abilities and some skills, and you will not use like 80% of other ones. You see what they done here? So okay, let's do this. Let's go to main menu. I will just continue from the last time and I will show you some stuff. And let's Divinity Original Sin was crowdfunded as well on Kickstarter, while Larian Studios they could make it without even crowdfunding, but still they got 400,000 for this game. No, even more than that. But first they got 400,000 as a Kickstarter goal. And they said in the goals that they will add additional content, deeper story, blah blah blah, everything. They will extend the game. But the truth is, it never happened. Or if they say that they will create deep character backgrounds, all they did actually just one dialogue option was one NPC, well with every one of NPC, and they wrote it in just one meeting. I'm absolutely sure they did it in one meeting, while the goal was extra goal for 100,000 of bucks. That's another story. I will tell you about development as well. Some about development, how it went on Kickstarter, how it went okay. Load? Come on, load already. Another thing is optimization. The game is not optimized very good. And I'm not even talking about graphics, because graphics are okay. You don't expect good graphics in like true RPG, right? First of all, it's not true RPG, but again, later about that, about writing plot and story. The graphics are okay. You will not stand and look around. You will not see anything wonderful or outstanding at all, but it's okay. And still optimization is not good at all, even for capturing the game engine which they made. It hooks another extension executable file. Well, it's another story. Let's, I guess, not go deep about that. By the way, I found just one review which wasn't bad, so I want just to say cheers to Eldarina, or Eldudarina probably. his work is pretty close, but I will add a lot to his. But he found quite a lot of flaws which are there in the game. I am glad that there are some people, but they're just singles of them, while majority of reviews are absolute bullshit and not reviews at all, which praise the game, which is not worthy at all. Come on, game. Stop lagging. And okay, let's go back to the sounds and music. Music I already told you. Let's go like to the trading spots, those traders. And let's hear the environment. If you played Baldur's Gate, I guess you'll know what I mean. They will just repeat over and over the same thing, and the balance of the volume is not good. You can't just lower it, or you will need to lower voice in the options.
What do you think you're doing?
Another thing which I will raise definitely is items management and trade, which is one big routine and flow. But to be fair, in a lot of RPG games that is a problem, but in the Divinity original sin it's the whole new level of bullshit in item management and selling. You see, we have and just proof about which about what I said earlier. You have just two options usually. Like, I came closer with weapon. I just clicked Alt. Stealth your weapon if you accept to browse my wares. And that's a fun fact. We already like what trading with here and steal. Pardon, and the last time you tell a warrior of my caliber what to do, attack. You see? And all the city will be against you. There is no sense at this at all. At all.
Oh, no, no.
So you can't even roleplay. So what? Let's see. We have backpacks in the backpacks in the backpacks with a lot of shit. Data management is like a huge routine in this game. It doesn't have good sorting. You can sort, but it will just destroy your sorting already, and you will then try to find anything you need. Most of the items you see, you will probably will not use. Even I'm playing on tactician mode on hardcore difficulty. Probably you will not lose a lot of those items. You just can sell easily it. So you need to open. You need to somehow put it out, and only then you will be able to sell it. From here, you see, all you can do is just click and it will sell the whole backpack. All those items. The system... okay, shut up, because they will repeat and repeat and repeat. The good part of it, kinda good part, the system, the combat system, stat system is not bad. They were really trying to develop something good, a little bit original. You see action point system, for example. You got start action points, turn action points per turn, maximum action points. You can delay the turn. Tactical combat is another one big theme which I raise obviously, but step by step. Let's do it step by step. And obviously you see I'm streaming, so it will be mostly improvised, but already on the 10 streams I told a lot and a lot about it. I just want to gather everything and make like one big and comprehensive review. because on the internet there are no good reviews. Indeed, it's just bullshit, not reviews at all. Okay, what next? Let's talk about plot and story and writing, I guess, because, like, you know, if you want a good role-playing game, probably you seek for a good plot and story, right? Can Divinity Original Sin give to you a good story? And the answer is no, it can't give you any good plot or story or writing. And this is probably the most huge, like the the biggest of the flaws of this game. To say at least, the writing is very mediocre, to say at least. But I would say it's very bad. It's fantasy game, obviously fantasy genre, if you know fantasy. Well, fantasy is one of the most weak forms of the art, but it can still be a good writing. But here, no, you don't have anything. Usually in dialogue options you have just water, 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 water. No science at all, nothing. They will just tell you bullshit, shitty humor, another step in this game. There is a lot of humor, but you know, the good humor, when there is a good humor in the game, it's really good. But in this game, the humor is not good. It's just a travesty, and even bad travesty. They even try to add some memes, how they called now, from internet, you know, when the guy damaged himself with the katana, and they add this meme to the game and they think it's funny. Well, it's funny for 1 second, maybe you will get a laugh and that's it. But you understand about this part, it actually flaws the game, because you can't take seriously such games. You just can't take it seriously. All those dialogues, all the writing, it's not serious at all. Like the plot, the story is just destroying. The atmosphere is not there, just because the stupid humor destroying everything. Even music, which is again probably the most shiny and bright spot of this game, can't overcome this bullshit and not serious side. Like you just can't take such games seriously. Bad writing, bad humor, stupid jokes in every dialogue option. Let's say, okay, about inventory I told, about trade I told, it's bad, very bad. Now let's talk a little bit about craft, and obviously it's bad as well. I will tell you why it's bad. You can get recipes from reading books, which you can find all over the world. You don't even know what it will do until you mix, and even when you mix it, you still don't know, you need to eat it. You can say it's some logic in that, yes, but again, mostly you will not even use most of the items. And another problem about it, abilities, craftsmanship. Again, I say that you can't even create a unique character, because even there are a lot of choices, kinda. There are illusionary choices, there are no choices actually. You don't want to raise crafting or blacksmithing on your main character, because you have different NPC characters which can do it for you. You can just say to your NPC to leave, to take this one, for example, right? To raise crafting skills, craft everything you need, 5 is max by the way, and then you just tell him to leave your party, and that's it. That's how it's done here. So, to say at least, unlogical, and could be done better, at least, right? And those dialogues again, writing, it just breaks immersion. You can't even go deep with the story or plot, because there is a shitty story first of all, and that humor destroys everything. this tongue-in-cheek, how it's called, manner, like everywhere. And the story, it nearly doesn't matter at all. When you play a game, you don't even think about it because it's not good, no good at all. It's absolute shallow, like some shitty fantasy books. It's just nothing, just rubbish, water and more water, just words and words, you know. And I don't think, well, can I just talk with someone to show to you? Oh. With someone. Well, obviously, you can try this game and check it out yourself, but you can believe those flies which can't be mistaken. Lol. Like, there is no spot in this game when you will be motivated by the story, because it is absolute shallow, absolute empty and shallow. And you're doing things just because you need to do them. You're again a chosen one, a source hunter, and you do stuff just because you do it. No reasoning behind it, no reasoning at all. And let's go back to the multiplayer and to the part where your main characters, two of them, can speak between each other, to argue between. But you can say, like, this can be a role-playing part, but again, no. It was an interesting idea, good mechanic, but they underdeveloped it. They could do it better, but no. Usually you just argue between yourself, but yeah, you got traits. Like one guy which on one side is getting pragmatic, for example, other one can gain romantic just by his judgments and worldview. It was a good idea, I really liked that, but again, writing is not good at all, and there is no reasoning in that in majority of times. And especially if you're playing an original, then I think you got quite no sense in arguing with yourself, right? I'm trying to play like my alter ego, my character, which is me, cynical misanthrope and lone wolf, and my Kawasumi. And my Kawasumi, the one and only waifu. Pet pal. And that's what I'm talking about, stats. You just power raise the stat you need. I'm playing one of the mage, intelligence, you raise the intelligence, and the melee fighter. Just raise the strength and that's it. You can't make unique builds, mage plus fighter. It's not Baldur's Gate, not even close, don't even compare them. To say the truth, even my viewers, I turned off the chat, they're writing at the moment, but I have a pretty rational audience, and I can say that even they were not impressed by this game at all. I'm really wondering how and why. Well, I understand perfectly why the people and like majority is praising this game, because they eat shit every time and every day, but damn, it's really amusing how the hell. And those comments, like, to people with critical argument, which criticize based on logic and rationality this game, and they write like, you damn new fuck, this game is great, and you filthy casual. No, vice versa, you damn filthy casuals who don't understand shit, and this game is very bad actually, or at least mediocre, to say at very, very least. Okay, let's go further. That was about writing and story and plot. Or did I miss something? I told about like good and bad dialogue options. By the way, I'm true neutral, you don't call me true neutral for nothing, and you can't roleplay neutral alignment in this game at all. Usually you can't even roleplay two of them. There is just stupid one good dialogue option and one bad dialogue option, and even while you even if you would like to play bad guy, you would not do that, because if you click the bad option, all the city will attack you and destroy you. You understand? You can't even roleplay that. And again, let's go back to the development of this game. So they raised 400,000 in the beginning, then they raised another goal, and in the final, if I remember correctly, they gathered around 800,000 of bucks, under 1 million bucks. And they say they will, I will even quote that exactly, we will add background, own stories to tell of, we will add companions, background, their own story to tell, their own goals and their own personality. That's how it was. But what they did, they did just one dialogue option. You can just click, talk with them, just once, just a little dialogue, and that's it. That's what they made, and not for 10 or 20 or 30 of characters, just around 5, something like that. And I'm pretty sure it was just wrote down in one meeting, in one fucking meeting. And that was a goal for 100,000 of bucks. Then there was another one like that. They said they will provide additional content, additional additional shit, I can even say. And what does this means? That, damn it, they added just one ability, and this ability is charisma. Another goal for 100,000 bucks, which they added. It was just charisma. Determines the first impression you make on other people, and your talent of charming, intimidating, and reasoning. That's how you do. That's how you make games, guys. That's how you make goals for crowdfunding projects. Another stone to the developers, but that's minor. That's actually minor. Flaws. The biggest problems are even ahead, besides story, plot, and writing. Okay, let's talk about combat, tactical combat. Finally, actually, is the part which I enjoy the most. While usually, let's go somewhere and fight. I will show you the problems, just at a time. Why was not? Let's go in the cave. Let's go, I don't know, somewhere. And let's go to the shitty Cecil North Gate. Even movement, the problem with this game that it forces you to move around without any sense at all. Of course there are teleportations, but okay, I'll tell you about the combat a little bit later. Another huge problem is that this game is not an open world at all, though it wants to be like that. Like, it tells you go whatever you want and do whatever you want, but actually you can't, because there are different spots with different level enemies, and you can't attack like enemies who are higher you for 3 or 4 levels. Though I'm even on tactician mode, I destroyed opponents who are 2 levels higher, but usually you want to go to the spot with your level. So this is not an open game at all. There are a lot of quests. Another good side. This is not a bad log. Not bad that they added dialogues. All dialogues are logged. I liked it really. Again, the game has good ideas. It could be a good game, but it just buried. It just buried in tons and tons and huge quantity of flaws, under development, bad decisions, design, programming decisions. Unfortunately, which makes game pretty shitty overall. But we will come back to that. Okay. Let's jump to the secluded beach. Someone can tell, like, well, this game is not for new fucks, you need to know where to go. Well, I could agree on that, but there is no sense in losing time wandering around like a fucking tramp. You don't need to be, like, to take your hand and tell you where to go, but that's not how you do good game. You don't want to run around and like have no idea where to go and what to do next, because you just... This game is not about exploring at all. It doesn't reward you exploring. Well, a little bit, maybe, a little bit. Even again, to items system. Sometimes quest items can just lay on the beach like that. If you miss it, just kappa. If you miss it, then you miss it, and that's it. Then you can wander around for hours and days. Like, this game really wastes a lot of your time without any reward, which is another huge flaw. Okay, actually, let me turn on the chat on the stream. Viewers can tell their opinions on the game as well. Why not? Because the review already is not going as I wanted, as usual, because it's mostly improvised, but hopefully still it's better than majority of them. At least it has critical arguments and rationality. Not some empty words and shallow like this game is. Just water words, which everyone can say against any logic, without any arguments and critical thinking. Okay, let's do this. Actually, you have an opinion, but